Hello, this is YJ. I finally and officially received my Korean language teaching certification. I'm a Korean Spanish translator and interpreter, a tutor who has studied several foreign languages, and now I'm officially recognized by the Governmental Institute as a Korean language instructor. So from now on, let me teach you guys Korean step by step with higher motivation. Oh, by the way, for your reference, besides the subtitles included in this video, you can choose or turn off subtitles in your language using YouTube's function. Well, starting with this video, we'll begin learning about the Korean alphabet Hangul. As I mentioned last time, Hangul is composed of consonants and vowels. Once you understand how consonants and vowels combine to produce sounds, you'll be able to read Korean. And today, we'll start with the basic vowels A, O, O, U, I, E. There's a reason we are starting with vowels first instead of consonants. In Hangul, vowels can produce sounds independently while consonants cannot. So we'll start with vowels and then learn how to pronounce them when combined with consonants. There are a total of 21 vowels in Hangul, but today we will focus on the basic 8 vowels. A, O, U, I, E. Even though they are basic vowels, depending on the characteristics of your native language, it might be difficult for some of you to pronounce them accurately in Korean. Well, here's an important point I always emphasize when studying or teaching foreign languages. Pronunciation must be learned accurately from the beginning. Learning accurate pronunciation early on gives you confidence, and especially it will be greatly helpful when you get to practice reading aloud, which is a really efficient practice method. As you reach an intermediate level and start practicing conversation, you'll have many other things to focus on, like vocabulary and grammar, so it might become difficult to pay attention to pronunciation. Bad habits formed now can make it harder to correct pronunciation later, so I urge you to practice accurate pronunciation from the beginning. Okay, let's first practice these 4 vowels. A, O, U. A is a sound found in most languages, so it should be easy. Just open your mouth wide and say A. However, the rest O, U might be difficult to pronounce and distinguish, especially O, as this sound may not exist in some languages, making it challenging. For O, you should slightly pucker your lips and put some tension in them from the A position. Make sure to check if your lips are tense. This is the key to producing the correct sound. Don't pronounce it like without lip tension or with relaxed lips. Also, lower the root of your tongue slightly to produce a darker sound for O. For U, project your lips forward from the O position and apply more tension to the front of your lips to create a narrow sound. Next is U, which is also challenging for foreigners to pronounce accurately. For U, pucker your lips forward and round them. A distinctive feature of the Korean U compared to similar sounds in other languages is that it involves tension in the upper lip, moving towards the nose, and the feeling of biting down slightly with your molars, engaging the jaw muscles. Make sure your lips are tensed and keep it avoiding pronouncing like W without the molars touching and without tension in the upper lip. Now let's see how to write A, O, U. Hangul is basically written from left to right and top to bottom. A is written like this. O like this. O like this. And U like this. Shall we write them again? Now let's learn about I, E. Is also challenging for foreigners. Like after biting down slightly with your molars, leave your upper lip relaxed but pull your lower lip to the sides. The key here is to engage the jaw muscles by biting down with your molars. The E sound should be easy, just pronounce it comfortably as E. Alright, next we'll cover the last 2 vowels E and E. Principally, E is pronounced with the mouth slightly more open and the root of the tongue lowered a bit more than for e, which is pronounced with the mouth a bit less open and the tongue root not lowered as much. However, most Koreans pronounce these two vowels almost same. It's more about the difference in spelling rather than pronunciation. Pronouncing them won't be too difficult. You can comfortably pronounce e and e, just like this. Now let's see how to write the vowels I, e, e. U is written from left to right, E from top to bottom, and both E and E are written from left to right, then top to bottom. Shall we try writing them again? Now, even though we haven't learned the consonants yet, let's combine them with the vowel iung, which makes the same sound as the vowel alone, to learn and pronounce a few easy words. Oh, and here's a tip for remembering words when studying a foreign language. When you memorize a word, picturing the word's image in your mind and repeatedly saying it out loud helps you remembering it better. Don't forget this, okay? Alright, first, the Korean word for child is pronounced as ai. Try repeating after me. Ai, ai. Next is cucumber, pronounced as oi. Repeat after me. Oi, oi. The number 2 is pronounced e, e. The number 5 is pronounced o, o. Before we conclude the lesson, there are a few important things I'd like to mention. First, if you leave questions in the comments, I'll select some to answer in the next video. It would be great if you could ask questions about learning Korean, Korean culture, food, travel, or anything else you've been curious about, rather than the content of the Korean class or Korean grammar, which can be helpful for others too. In that way, let me share my thoughts as a Korean and answer your questions. Secondly, besides asking questions through comments, I'm operating on email mentoring for those who want to ask in detail about studying Korean or want an individual comment on their Korean proficiency. You can fill out a Google form with your concerns or questions, and if you want a diagnosis of your Korean proficiency, you can upload a recording or writing file in the form. I'll reply via email within 84 hours. Your form can be filled out in Korean, English, Spanish, Chinese, or Japanese, and I will respond in either Korean, English, or Spanish. I've prepared this mentoring service so you can receive guidance without privacy, time, and location issue at an economical price. As a translator and interpreter, multilingual speaker, and certified Korean language teacher, I'll provide mentoring with full dedication for those in need. You can apply through the link below or the pinned comment. Third, materials for the lesson content can be downloaded for free through the link to my blog below, so please utilize them if needed. And don't forget to subscribe and give like before you leave. Alright, that's all for today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.